1. Shit, my camera!
Wonderful way to start. I was wondering if it's going to be scuffed.
Cool. Welcome to the cold
cookies.
open. You all take 27 points of psychic damage. Roll for initiative. No. Okay. Welcome everyone.
27 points of psychic damage today, man. You can't do anything to me.
That's fair.
I'm immune to psychic damage because I've always been hurt by it. I've been molested by it.
The psychic damage never bothered me anyway.
Okay.
Da 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 da. Okay. So, hi everyone. I don't actually, DJ. I actually have a genuine question for you. Do people watch these streams?
Yes. A lot.
do?
There's 5 people right now.
A lot of people
That's
watch
a
the first
rude
one.
way to ask that. Damn.
There's
I
5
don't
people right
have
now,
time to go
and
and look onto Twitch.
I think last time I checked,
There's
the
a first-time
first
chatter right
session has
here,
like
right now.
200.
Oh my god, is there? Hold up.
That's a lot of people. Okay.
Let me double check. Hold on. What was the first one? It wasn't at the Crossroads, was it? No, it was Stumpin' Road. My mistake. 83. Something else was 200.
That's a lot of people.
200?
Okay.
Yep.
What? Oh god.
That was
Where are
something
y'all
else.
at? Where are y'all at?
The VOD frogs.
The VOD frogs. We love the VOD frogs. Shout out to the VOD frogs. Okay.
Yeah. It's also on YouTube.
Welcome everyone to Team Drake the Plague Party. We're so excited to have you here with us on another lovely Wednesday, Thursday evening, morning amalgamation. And we are so excited that we get the opportunity to have you all here and play together in this wonderful concoction where I get to take out all of my demons on my wonderful players. It's cheaper than therapy. So,
remember, guys, your
welcome
DM is
all.
not your therapist.
Yeah, that's right. You're my therapist. I would like to give a warm welcome to all of my players if they would love to introduce themselves for everyone.
Chappie, you're first or on the top of the list.
All right. Apologies, I was replying to a message I got on Discord. All right. So, hello everyone. My name is Boothroyd Bane. You can find me on Discord from there. You can also find me on Twitter as well. I think the same name, but I don't remember at the moment. I play Chapel Winterbites, the life domain cleric of Lathander, who is a furbolg. High Dawnlord, of course.
Believe it, brother. Sorry, butter.
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 Listen.
My name is Butters. Sorry.
Oh no.
Go on.
Hi, I'm Stormy. You can not find me anywhere on social medias. You gotta fucking dig for that information, dude. But if you do want to find me, you can just go about 3 miles from the New Jersey border. I'm just like sitting in a little cave. I'm just like eating my yogurt pretzels and watching Godzilla movies. All day, every day. Until the sun explodes, I suppose. Yeah. And I guess I do play Ikibbo, Monk of Ilmater. I am a water genasi. He, him, a lot of trauma. If you look back in the past episode, I accidentally trauma dumped a little bit. It was an accident. I'm
Don't we all?
sorry.
Don't we all?
Trigger warnings, I suppose.
I forgot to put trigger warnings on the VOD.
Uh-oh. Well,
I'll do
sorry
that later.
guys. I apologize. I apologize.
It's a little surprise.
A little sometimes not a great surprise.
I wonder what's in that Wonder Ball. Trauma.
Beautiful. Duck, would you like to introduce yourself?
You can find me here. Play Revion. That's about it.
Fair enough.
We love it.
Hi, I'm DJ. I play Vern/Era, the Changeling Wizard. Any pronoun. Ye.
Beautiful. And as always, I'm Brave, and I don't get paid to be here. Okay. Well,
you get paid by story.
I do. I get paid. I don't know.
In story. You get paid in story.
I was thinking about that today. Like, I could demand that y'all pay me, but then it's like, I'm not doing this for the money.
No.
Are you a subscription service? brother?
No, I'm
There are
not.
people like there are D&D like dungeon masters that like have like a service that like, hey, you can pay me for a session and I will run a session for you guys.
Hmm.
Yeah. The main reason I don't make you pay is so that you can't complain that it's so scuffed all the time. This is Team Dreick, where we give you the real experience of playing D&D with your friends.
Hey,
Where
Brave.
I threw everything together like 30 minutes ago.
Brave,
Yeah, what?
have you done the spell book yet? The notebook yet?
Oh
You
my
haven't,
You
have you?
wish. You wish. I work a full-time job. You think I have time for that? No, I'm working on it. Don't worry
Alright.
about it. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Well,
Look at days remaining counter now.
with that, is there any orders, points of business that we need to go over before we get started for today?
Mm-mm.
Nope.
Nope, not that I believe so.
Oh yes, I have one.
Oh,
What's your order of business?
For me, okay, I'm gonna like stand on two. Okay. How's the volume right now?
I can turn you up. You're now at 174%.
Please turn
can
it down.
you- What?
I can barely hear you if I don't turn you up, so
How about now?
that's
Is that
fine.
You kind of
better?
clipped out for me.
Yeah.
So is this volume worse?
No, it's fine.
That's good. That's good.
That's good.
Do you see a difference? I'm
No,
at two different.
Okay, that clipped out
Okay,
for
that
me. I
clipped
couldn't
out a
hear that.
lot, yeah.
Hello. Yes.
Hello.
That's good.
Yeah, that's
Hello.
fine.
Yes.
Hello, yes.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Why
okay,
is
well,
your
we'll
thing
just see-
not popping up?
Hello?
Hello.
Okay. If it gets real silent, sometimes I get scared that my internet's acting up.
Yeah.
I'm just chilling, shit like that.
Storms, I want you to know that we have a group chat that has everyone but you in it, but all we use it for is
Wow.
to say, everyone go quiet in 3, 2, 1, and then we all
What
go
the
silent
hell,
just to
man?
freak
Why are you
you out
targeting me like that?
specifically.
First my dice rolls, now my bad internet.
And now you
God.
and then you're trauma dumping.
Next, you're gonna single me out for being an anime fucking PFP boy. You're gonna call me a weeb, aren't you?
I
I'm
would never.
sorry, I like
Wait,
peak
wait,
anime. I'm
hold on.
I would
sorry.
never. I would never. Booth,
did-
call Storms a weeb.
Hold
What a
on, did
degenerate.
Revion actually say the thing they wanted to say?
Degenerate.
Okay, Duck, what's up? What do you want? What do you want?
Oh no, that was what I wanted to say.
Oh. I thought you were asking to like, okay.
Checking the volume levels.
Okay.
Okay.
We're testing volume. We're testing audio, of course, for the
Yeah.
benefit of the people listening in this absolute train wreck.
Yeah, check and tell me if it's too quiet, too loud, whatever.
Okay.
It's different for me than it is for them.
Beautiful.
God damn it, Storm.
Okay. Is there any other orders of business we need to take care of?
Nope.
No?
I'm ready to get started.
Okay then. Well, without further ado, woo, theme music plays. Anyway, welcome back everyone to Team Dreick the Plague Party. Who would like to remind us where we left off last week?
I feel like talking. I'll do that.
Okay.
All right. So from last time we had our session, we had made our way further ground to home soil, in which we will meet there in order to uh, find some supplies, maybe find a magic item that could help get rid of scrying for our NPC friends. They have a group name. I don't remember the group name.
Their group
Well,
name is the Lightkeepers.
The Lightkeepers, yes. We're going to make sure the Lightkeepers are no longer being scryed and hunted down. If we find a item of sorts that can help us out with that in home soil. We had a series of encounters. We had Crawlack briefly, and then he's gone.
He's gone back into his shroom comatose.
Yeah. He woke up, eat some rocks, and then went back to sleep.
He's hibernating.
Is he hibernating?
Same brain
He
cell.
talked to his demon. He woke up, had some rocks, talked to his demon, fell back asleep.
Ain't that a mood?
And during our journey, everyone had good rolls except for Vern.
Vern is still hung up about it. They don't take the failure.
And Vern got his sickness back, or
Curse.
what we known as the curse.
Was he down with the sickness?
Oh wow!
Get down, sickness. He also had a very awkward talk with Line.
Beautiful.
There was a lot of great role playing bonding, and as much as we bug each other about it, I think everyone did a very good job of being emotional. And then we're gonna see a little bit more investment in the role playing coming up soon. And at the end, you saw a little bit of gayness with Panlaman and Chapel, so that was a little treat for you guys.
I love looking back at the chat from last week and just being hit with day 9, Chappie preaches to the horses. Without context.
I bestow wisdom to the horses. In theory, I thought that would do a lot better because I would abuse the hell out of guidance. It's such a good cantrip. Let's be real.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, thank you so much. Yes, so the party, Team Dreick, alongside their companions, the Lightkeepers, have been traveling for some time now towards the city of Heartsoil from their origin of Men of Wall here in the Conclave of Gardens. In their travels, they have faced some adversaries, although it has been a relatively quiet journey so far, and now they stand at the precipice, camped just outside of Heartsoil to arrive in the morning so that they may resupply, restock, and continue on their way down towards the city of Trader's Respite, where they hope to catch a ferry to take them to Stoneport to meet up with a ship to take them across the sea towards Granel. The party has, at the present moment, about 10 days remaining until the ship they are intending to meet at Stoneport will leave. And so, while time is limited, they are not quite yet up against insurmountable odds. And so, for now,
Don't put that energy in the air.
I'll put whatever energy I want to in the air.
Not you. I mean the fucking the furball over here.
The life domain positive ray of sunshine that also
Don't be
likes to
fucking-
see a little bit of chaos.
Don't be a fucking negative Nancy.
Dumb.
Be more negative. No. So, with that, you all finished. We began our rest last time, yes, but we did not finish it.
I think so. Was that our long rest?
I believe it only counted as a short rest.
I think I rested, so if we look in the chat.
Actually, it might have been a long rest, yes. I think it did count as a long rest.
That was the last thing I did. I don't remember.
Oh wait, no, it was a short rest. Sorry.
So we completed a long rest before.
Yeah, the day before was the long rest.
I mean,
wait,
it's
so
not like anything perilous happened before, so I don't think there's any reason to be worried about long rests and short rests for now.
Are we doing a short rest now?
If you have not already taken a short rest, you may.
Okay. It was Evans' heads, right? Evans is 2, right?
Yes.
Fuck's sake.
You just keep losing.
I keep rolling 2s.
Let's go gambling!
Let's go gambling! Anyway.
It's fine. Which one's a short rest? That one. There we go.
Short rest.
Oh, I forgot to do New Day. Well, fuck.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
It's a new dawn. It's a new day. Alright.
And I'm feeling good.
I'm showing chat my dice while we're waiting.
The pretty dice.
They have mushrooms in them. I also have a liquid core dice that my friend bought me.
I'll do a short rest, but I don't think it's really gonna do much, to be honest. When we get to the boat, can I sing "All I Hear Are Screams" every time I dare to close my
Chappie, are you
eyes?
okay?
I did was watching Epic the Musical a little bit.
Yeah, we're a day away, right?
Yes, tomorrow. So how I'm going to rule it is that tomorrow morning you are going to enter into Stoneport.
Okay,
Not
sorry.
Stoneport, sorry, Heartsoil. And that's
God, I
how
wish
it's
we were
it's
going
going to be just
Stoneport.
for
Wow,
purposes
we're
of
already
this.
here.
We're already here. Wow.
Wow.
Magical
Yeah.
traveling montage.
Yeah, because technically you would arrive there after like 1/3 of a day of travel, which is only like you're like an hour or two outside of home soil. So you're gonna get there kind of in the morning-ish.
Alright, sick.
Okay, beautiful. Is there anything any of you would like to do on this evening of rest before you enter into home soil?
Don't believe so.
Could I do the insomniac ritual to make sure I stay up and watch the camp while I'm awake and getting a full rest?
Yeah, you certainly can.
I will also, in context as well, I will put on the light cantrip, but make it dim for me. That way, I'm not hearing any music in the night.
Okay. Yeah.
He's got a nightlight.
So
Yeah, I do have a
here,
nightlight.
let's. Actually, what is that gonna do to y'all? Is that gonna ruin your visibility?
We can see.
You can see.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's gonna
Oh,
blacken
it
everything out.
got worse. It got
Yeah.
worse. It got worse.
Here, let me change the ambience
I'm sorry to
here.
hear the music. I'm sorry to hear the music.
Not again.
Yeah, okay. Where is what I want? Where's my FX? That's not what I want. You know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. Okay. So you sit down to take your rest here and kind of watch, and the insomniac ritual allows you to remain awake without sleeping, but it does sort of lull your mind a little bit. It's kind of like daydreaming almost. It's almost like you have half lucid dreams while you are still awake and still aware of the world around you, but like your vision is kind of overlaid by your own thoughts and thinking while you are absent. You can't really do much. You just do not sleep. And while you are tranced, let's say, ensorcelled by this ritual, quietly in the very late hours of the night, there is a gentle brush of wind against you, and in that moment, it takes you a moment to sort of break from the trance, to realize where you are and come back to your senses of being more fully alert. But somebody has approached and sat down next to you.
Huh? I guess I
Hello. You turn and you see sort of dimly reflected in this light. What have you made glow, by the way?
I made so I formed the light cantrip to look exactly like the floating orbs that Jekt back the insomniac back at a Man of Well had. So something that's
Okay.
been like slowly practicing. It's just like a brief like yellow orb of lights. Very dim, at least enough for me to like like not be confused.
Yeah, like a nightlight. Okay. You
Mhm.
see in the gentle reflection of this light you have created, sort of with glittering dark eyes that reflect almost red in this dim light, with her long white hair and her white shawl that stand out against her dark skin. You see Eclavira has come over to sit next to you.
Oh, hello there. I'm sorry. I appear to be I was zoning out. Um,
Yes, I saw.
mhm. I didn't wake you up, did I?
Jeppel,
Yeah.
she will reach up and sort of flick the tip of her ear.
Oh, apologies.
It is okay. I think it is natural to assume that all operate like you do. And to be fair, my brother does sleep, so it is 50-50 perhaps with us.
Indeed. I was wrong to assume though. I apologize.
Oh, it is not a problem. There are much worse things you could assume. How is your night?
Um, it's been quiet around the area. I've been patrolling. Doesn't seem like there's much motion where we are now, and this light has been keeping me from not being a burden for now.
Hmm.
It's
A
hard to
burden?
explain. Yeah, it's hard to explain. It's an effect I had from when our party went to the standing grave.
Oh, I
Yes,
must confess I've not heard the whole story of what occurred in there to you.
I'd be happy to tell you.
Please, I would be very interested to know.
I let go of the light cantrip and it follows me, and it follows us, and I sit down right next to her. Um, so we arrived there, and we had faced many numerous undead and scourges and these giant monsters like a lizard that had this electricity that just surrounded itself, and it was a big like looming force that we had to dodge our way out of. And when we found a safe place, we found these spirits.
Hmm.
And in talking with these spirits and allowing us to embrace their emotion, they gave us a boon, but yet a side effect to this emotional weight that we carry with us.
Hmm.
And in doing so, I have this power to grant even bigger lights, even the light that shines even brighter than I've ever done before, even within Lathander's wisdom. But I'm not really the same at night. And when it's dark, in our last encounter, I was blinded and all I heard was music.
Hmm.
It started.
Music?
All I heard was music, and music was dancing in my ears and dancing around my eyes. And every time I close it, and slowly my own thoughts start to blend in with the ensemble,
Hmm.
and then I can't tell what's notes and what's my own thoughts.
Oh, that sounds disorienting.
It is, but having this little light with me has been keeping my focus at least.
I see.
I'm sorry. It's a lot to like unpack. The standing grave was a big toll on a lot of us.
I can tell. With with all the respect, you have not all been the same sense.
I couldn't imagine anyone would be the same.
No, I don't believe so.
How you been?
I've been, I am not particularly enthused that we've had to flee Manafwal, if I'm being honest. I enjoyed the women's auxiliary circle there.
You seem to be very welcomed there. They had a. You seemed to enjoy yourself there, did you?
In my life, I've not had the privilege of many peers. So it was nice to have friends, you would say.
I agree. It is great to have friends, present company included.
Oh, thank you. I I wanted to ask you something, Chapel.
Sure.
There's no way that this conversation is not going to be awkward. So, you are going to make me a promise, okay?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I know
I'm
what you're
You
very
are
doing.
good.
going.
I'm very good at keeping promises.
I appreciate it. We are going to be brave, and we are going to have a civil conversation, and it is not going to be weird, and we are going to. This does not change our traveling arrangements. Yes?
Understood.
Okay. Well, I wanted to ask you. I feel like my father asking this. Oh, my mother, but
Oh no.
We're having a talk.
I. So you and my brother have.
My face is blushing.
Yes.
Yes. Let's talk.
I've been getting rather close as of late. And if you don't have a good answer, don't worry about it. We have time and I understand how these things are. But for my peace of mind, what is my brother to you?
Um, Chappie will start adjusting the collar around his
Aw.
his robe. A little bit of scratching around his neck because he is contemplating thought. Um, a deep breath exhales from himself, and he says, "Panlaman, I see Panlaman as someone I wish to learn more about. I feel like I don't know a lot to answer the question, but I'm willing to learn,
Hmm.
and I'm willing to open my mind to a new perspective in life, something I haven't seen being cooped up in Man of Well or the Church of Lathander. He's been kind. He's been quite the poet with his words, and I only wonder what he thinks in turn about me.
Hmm. Okay.
I don't know if that was the best answer I could have hoped to give you, but it's something that feels right at the moment.
Thank you, Chapel.
Amber, bedtime.
It isn't a test. It's not that I'm going to ensorcel you if you say the wrong thing. It is just something that is important to me.
I can imagine so.
There will be a time when my brother can no longer be with me. And I just hope that when that time comes, he will have other people to be with. Yes?
Yeah.
I do not know if that is you or if it will be somebody else many years in the future, but
I can only I can only wish him the happiness that of whatever he chooses.
yes. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Forgive me. It's rather hot out. It's rather hot outside.
She will quirk an eyebrow at that. I'm sure it is. Well, if there's anything you need, please let me know, okay?
Of course. And you as well. Please don't hesitate to ask any of us anything. You have done more for you guys have done more for us than you can absolutely imagine.
I can imagine a lot of things. Have a good rest of your night, Chapel.
You as well.
And with that, she will, rise smoothly, gracefully, and sort of almost fade off into the night again, back to wherever she was before.
While she steps away, I'm looking into the light of the light cantrip that I have, and then it takes the shape of a bow and arrow, and I fire the bow and arrow into the distance.
Wonderful. Okay. Is that all for this evening of rest? Anything else anybody wants to do?
If I may, to help the watch stuff, I'm gonna use Woodenkainen's Faithful Hound.
Okay.
That's all really. That's all I'm doing.
So I guess while I see the spirit dog appear, I will let it take my place.
Okay.
Or I can't see it.
Can you see it?
No,
The
I don't think I
Phantom
can.
Watchdog. Main consideration to two of you and more than 300 feet apart. No one can see the hound and it is intangible and global. A small larger creature comes within 30 feet of it without speaking the password that you specify when you cast a spell. The hound starts barking loudly. What do we want for the password?
Asparagus and cherries.
It needs to be one word, I think. I don't know.
Asparagus?
Sure, we'll go with asparagus for the password, and I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Vern didn't really want Chappie staying awake all night, but he's not gonna admit it.
Yep. But I'm still technically awake because I have the ritual on.
Yep. It has true sight of 30 feet. It's small or larger creature within 30 feet of it.
Do you tell me the password that way I don't accidentally set it off?
I said I told people the password, but yeah, it's asparagus.
Okay. Asparagus.
Yeah.
Hey, that was Ikibbo's idea, not mine.
Chappie started it.
I did start it.
Chappie did start it, though.
technically Revion started it, but that was like a couple of sessions
What's a
Couple.
session? Like a study session?
ago.
Anyway.
There goes that fourth wall again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, that's the only thing I'm doing.
Okay. Beautiful. Well, with that, you all can arise in the morning, ready to begin your travels into Heartsoil for the day. You all prepare. You all wake up nice and early before the sun has even risen, so that you can get into town all early like, and have the full day to spend there. And so, on the morning, you all arise, prepare. Are there any discussions, any conversations you would like to have before you head into home soil?
Nope. Not for me.
Yeah, not that I think of at the moment.
Okay. Well, with that, you all begin your travel into home soil, and even now, as you begin coming within viewing distance of home soil, you can see it on the horizon as the central heart tree, the progenitor of all the heart trees of every settlement here in the Conclave of Gardens, begins to loom up on the horizon, a massive tree, even for the Conclave of Gardens. Multiple stories tall, with its canopy almost brushing against the sky, at least to how you perceive it. And rising around it, built on a hill that sort of rises up around the tree, you see the beginnings of slivers of towers and buildings built around here. Home Soil is the largest city in the Conclave of Gardens. And as you begin to approach, you can see the little wisps of smoke beginning to drift up from chimneys, and just on faint winds, you begin to smell that unmistakable odor of a place deeply lived in. And within 2 hours, you find yourselves at the crack of dawn, standing but a short distance before the gates of Home Soil.
Before the dawn rises, I have to say, like, I do welcome the dawn. I do welcome Lathander.
Beautiful. Let's get everyone over here. Cool. Can you all see this?
It's black.
Oh, here.
Yeah.
It's dark. I'm hearing music.
Hey,
Oh, there it is.
Beautiful.
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
Rising up before you, as you all begin to approach, you see, with the forest enclosing it on all sides, this massive tree that rises up out of the city, with the buildings and stone obelisks that make it up, rising up around it. There is a suffusion of energy here. You can almost feel as chatter from the city begins to filter outwards towards all of you. You can see, just sort of gathered off in the distance, off in the trees, little clusters of nature spirits, chwingas, that gather and sort of peer out at you curiously before returning to hiding. They seem braver here than you've seen previously, more accustomed to people. And you see streaming around the city, there's a large road. All paths in the conclave do at some point converge here around Heartsoil, and you see people, caravans, travelers, that are circling the city or entering in to make their pilgrimage up to the Heart Tree. And just the noise and atmosphere of this place begins to drift down and back to all of you as you all begin to make your approach here to the city. And so I would like to ask, what would you all like to do?
So we are approaching the city. Is there like a gate or guards that we have to talk to?
There are not. There is no surrounding wall. around Heartsoil. Unlike in Man of Wall, where there is a protective wall, here there is no such thing. The trees simply fade out and give way to roads and houses that are still intermixed with foliage and trees here. There's not as much of a clear dividing line. And in fact, as you all enter in to the periphery of Heartsoil, McCool will speak up and I'll say, "Oh, watch your step. This is shared ground."
Right.
And even as he says it, you all can look and see in just the groups of people that you see that not all of them are normal residents of the Confederacy. You see cloaks, you see wooden armor, you see some druids and some rangers, people of the forests, mixed in among these people going about business here.
I kind of have a little smile to myself, but I'm thinking about like, man, this could have been what Manival would have been if the Circle of the Spores didn't like harass people.
Yeah.
I guess we'll approach the entrance.
Yeah. You easily can. And at this point, Lionel will speak up. Right, so we have a lot of things to do here. What would we like to get started with?
I think we should have a little base of operations. That way we know where to return to after we're done looking around the city. So I think it's best to we leave our carriage and our carts by the Lathandite church that I said will give us a place to stay.
Forget about that.
I mean,
Sounds good.
I would just have to simply ask if it's like if it's too much of a hassle for them. Like I can imagine like we can find another place to park the cart.
Yeah, there's probably an inn somewhere if they say no. I doubt they will, but just worst case scenario.
Yeah, worst case scenario, absolutely. Um, I what do you guys think? And I say that idea to Lionel and the Lightkeepers.
Well, setting up a base of operations wouldn't be a bad idea, especially having somewhere to put the cart and the horses. If you think we can get audience and get a place to stay at the Lathandite institution here, then we can certainly try that. I mean, the worst they can say is no, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, of course. Uh, I guess we start making our way then there.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm looking at Shelter of the Faithful as like the one thing that the acolyte has for my background.
Okay. So you all enter into Heartsoil proper. You see that this is a large city, genuinely. Multiple thousands of people live here, as opposed to the few hundred that lived in Men of Wall. There are multiple streets, concentric circles, and rings. This entire place feels like it was built around, expanding outward from the heart tree here. And as you get closer to the tree, houses become more older, more grand, more established. And you see the people on the streets. The streets are still, for the most part, dirt. They're not paved, they're not cobbled. They are dirt, and there are roots and foliage that has been trampled over and sort of worn into the fabric of this place. The houses here are mostly made of wood and thatch with stone. Stone bases, stone corners, stone foundations. And you see that there are these very plain, chiseled gray stone obelisks that rise up at random intervals around here in the city with seemingly no purpose, or at least none that you can personally discern. And as you make your way through the city streets, you see a great variety of people here from all walks of life, many species, predominantly humans and satyrs and half-orcs and orcs, and a lot of tieflings even seem to live here, with their horns and tails flicking. Lots of people who would seem odd to see in other places. Especially for you, Chappie, you see a great number of people here who would be quite odd sights back in Ambio. And so you all begin making your way through the streets, and quickly you are able to spot what appears to be the Lathandite church here. It is a building that looks different from the rest. Rather than this wood and thatch, it is made almost entirely out of stone and seems to have a metal roof atop it, bronze or gold perhaps, although you think gold would be a bit ostentatious for this city, with tall spires rising up out of it, a building that's built more vertically than it is horizontal, with a small cluster of outlying buildings around it that is quite close to the heart tree. And of course, with a large window emblazoned with the symbol of Lathander, the sun rising over the open road. And you are able to quite quickly make your way there with the wagon in tow towards this temple.
I walk. I guess I walk up to the steps of Lathandite Church, and I I peer inside to see if I could speak with someone, like formally.
Okay. You approach to this large building. The front doors are these wide, almost cathedral-like double doors that are currently open to everyone as people are coming in and out. And you are able to peer inside, and you see very familiarly a collection of Lathandite priests and acolytes and assistants that are ministering to the various people of Heartsoil who come in and out of this building. And if you'd like, you can certainly call one of them over.
Yep. I will try to speak with the one who doesn't seem to be with any one of them that doesn't seem to be preoccupied with helping out any people who are attending the church.
Certainly. Okay, you will, at length, when one of them becomes available, you are able to call over what appears to be an acolyte. And they instantly recognize your garb and hurry over to you. It is a fairly young-ish, as acolytes typically are, human, it seems. A human woman. And she comes over and will respectfully clasp her hands and nod her head to you. Ah, brother, how may I assist you? Welcome.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Chapel. I have with me guests all the way from Manavwell that are looking for a place of shelter, and we traveled far with a large carriage and carts. If we can find a way to have our horses rest.
Of course, of course. Here, permit me to get the abbot, and you may speak to him.
Of course, take your time.
Pardon me. She will quickly walk off with some purpose to go and retrieve somebody for you. And a few moments later, coming out of a back area, you see you see an orc. Not just a half orc, like Makul, but a full-blooded, tall, muscular with accentuated tusks that have rings stapled and clasped around them that are hanging small sunlight pendants from them. Dressed similarly to yourself in a robe, yellow and white with red outline on it. and just from looking at this person, not even knowing their name, not even knowing anything about them, you definitely get the impression that this person is at least a High Morning Lord, which is at least you're a High Dawn Lord currently.
I'm a High Dawn Lord, so that's like 3
Yeah.
levels higher than me.
It is quite a bit higher than you. They are draped in this simple robe and have their thick, glossy black hair that is streaked through with little hints of gray. Not very strongly, but they are clearly getting on in their years, beginning to fade out of their prime. But they are easily your height. They are not any shorter than you. Perhaps not reaching quite to Kralak's size, but easily your rival in height and considerably more muscular than you are.
I'm a bit
And
lankier for bulk.
yeah. And the abbot, as you believe they are, will walk over to you. Chapel Winterbite, I take it?
Yes, that is correct. Good morn. Good morn.
Good morn, brother. I am Abbot Costello. It is a pleasure to receive you here in our abbey. This is Western Sunset Abbey, if you had not been informed. I hear you've traveled quite some way to be with us here.
Yes, we had traveled far. We had traveled from Manawal. It has been a long journey here so far, and our horses could use a well-deserved rest.
I see, of course, of course. Chapel, you were recently ordained High Dawn Lord, were you not?
That is correct. Yes.
I'd heard. You were Nathaniel's student.
Oh, you know Master Nathaniel.
Yes, Master Nathaniel was, well, perhaps you are not aware of the intricacies of the political operations, but I receive written reports from each of the Dawn Masters serving in the various settlements of the Conclave, and I received some communications from him.
I, that's great. That's great news. I'm glad to have someone have you guys be informed about the Team Drake and all the parties. Like these guys, my friends could definitely use a lot of rest. And thank you again for your hospitality.
Of course, of course. You had a wagon, yes?
Yes, it is outside currently. Uh, we can help. I can help bring it in if you like.
Of course. I will have one of our acolytes here show you to the stables. How long are you intending to be with us?
I'm afraid it can't be it can't be long. We intend to leave we above game. We said the next morning, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
Yep. Yep. We intend to leave as soon as dawn breaks.
I see.
Unfortunately,
Well,
I won't be able to stay for the sermons that we have, but I would definitely greet the sun with you if you were willing.
that would be a pleasure. Well, would you give me a moment? I can see that preparations and rooms are made available. I must apologize. After the recent events, we are at capacity, one might say. We have received many injured and many afflicted after the events that transpired near Man of Wall, and they have just recently returned here to Heartsoil. And
Of course.
so it may be a bit cramped, but we will do what we can.
Hmm.
Beautiful. Allow me to make those arrangements, and please, the abbey is yours, as befits one of your standing. Your friends are welcome. Please just do not touch any of the paintings.
Okay, understood.
Appreciate it greatly. And with that, he will bid you farewell, and will turn to begin making preparations and arrangements so that you can rest here if you'd like. And presently, some acolytes will come out back and will help guide your wagon and horses into the stables near the abbey. And you see that, yeah, this place is a little bit crowded right now. There's not a lot of room left. In terms of horses and wagons, there are not actually that many. But you can see even just out here, more towards the residential end of the abbey, that there are people outside. You see people who are coming out of the abbey after still unwrapping bandages and still flexing fingers and toes and arms and legs that perhaps had been injured. And you see more lines, soldiers in the rough, vague uniform of the Confederacy, that green and blue mixture. Just whatever color of clothing they had in either of those colors, roughly sewn together and thrown on under whatever armor they possessed. You see lines of somewhat healed injured still stretching out outside of the abbey waiting for their turn, although many of these seem to be those with less pressing things, things that have had time to wait to be healed and have allowed them to travel back here to Heartsoil proper. Your wagon is taken, and if you wish, you are allowed to deposit your belongings somewhere secure, and you are free to do as you please.
I tell my friends in the Lightkeepers that we are welcomed here. We can stay. We're gonna be staying here till next morning, and apparently I've been told to not touch. We're not supposed to touch the paintings.
Why would we touch the paintings anyway?
I'm not sure, to be honest, but I believe that is a rule, and you know me personally, I like to follow the rules of Lathandite tradition.
I thought you were gonna say you love to touch paintings.
I thought he was going to say the same. I'm not going to lie.
Like cut and like this B-roll, it cuts to me inviting a whole bunch of people into the Lathandite church, and they have like a wrestling match where they destroy the church.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
That did happen.
I forgot about that.
That did happen. I thought that was a fever dream. Oh
Me
my
too.
god.
I
That is
just
Team
don't
Drake, not a
understand
fever dream.
why. I just don't understand why they'd want no one to touch painting. Why they think we touch them. Is the word I'm trying to say.
Well, I'm sure they're of great importance, maybe. And oh no, maybe I would like to see them a little bit closer.
Maybe they have a hidden world in them.
That would be quite curious.
Maybe one
Get that out of my
transports you
head. Get
to
that out of my
another
head.
world.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about it.
Maybe one
If you know,
transports
you
you to the
know.
other side of the castle. That's a Burby
All right.
Rapunzel reference.
I do. I think I realized something after I talked to Abbot Costello. And is there like a mirror or like maybe a pool of water that I can check my eyes? Am I showing signs of me doing the insomniac ritual on my face?
Sure. If you can quickly, I'll say this: Lathandite churches have a lot of reflective surfaces in them, just as like a rule, to propagate light and make sure that they are always bright and welcoming inside. So while you are here, you are able to quickly, somewhat surreptitiously, like check your eyes.
Don't forget
to
you
see.
slept last night.
Well, let's be clear, that's not how the ritual works. Once the ritual is performed, it is physically impossible to sleep.
Oh, right.
It sort of prevents you from sleeping. It's not that you
But-
don't need to,
Yeah.
it is that it prevents you from falling asleep.
Jesus.
But when I applied this, when I applied the ritual on me, did I leave any residue? Did I leave any like signs that I might have used this? I'm trying not to get ourselves kicked out.
You only used it last night, right? You haven't been using it every night?
Yeah, I only used it last night.
Then at the present moment, there are not any truly noticeable signs. You looking at it, you can see that some of the veins in your eyes, rather than being red, appear to be yellow, or like the
Ugh.
color of sunlight almost. They don't quite glow, but it's the wrong color. But it's quite slight. They're very small, and they're just barely creeping in on the edges. And it's only a few.
It's okay.
But
It's because he's a football. Sorry.
You can remember back to the insomniac that you met in Man of Woe, and you remember that his eyes almost glowed from so many veins that crossed from the white of his eye over to the iris, and the iris itself had begun bleeding to a yellowish hue on that insomniac. And so you have the impression that were you to continue this, similar would occur to you. But at the present moment, it has left very little signs of strain.
Okay, so that's good for now. I'm gonna try to hide the ritual, and at least keep it on me. That way, they don't find it in my belongings.
Yeah,
Good, good. Try not to get us kicked out. Okay.
beautiful.
I took control of the session too much. Let someone else do this.
Yeah, so you all have deposited your belongings here in the Abbey, and you are free to go and do as you please. There are many places here in Heartsoil, and you are free to look around to try and find them.
Is there perhaps a marketplace? I'm assuming so, but I want to check.
What kind of marketplace? What are you looking for?
I was thinking of getting some extra ingredients just in case, just for emergencies in case we run out of food, because I don't know how much food we have.
Okay, yeah, you can totally go and look for. Hold on, let me do a thing here really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I assume
whoops.
I'd be looking for a food market, but I'm looking for like ingredients to make things, not full meals, because I know they like cooking. So
Yeah, so you can head into the city, looking around. Who are you? Are you going with the whole party, or are you all splitting up?
that's up to them. Vert
Oh, I will
probably
go.
Okay. Let me guess, you're gonna get some asparagus and cherries.
Oh,
I
oh
would-
yeah, I could.
Oh god.
I'd probably go look for a town hall or something, some place where news gets around.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I would actually like. I'm probably going to see if I could find the magic item shop or some. That way, I can help the Lightkeepers.
See if you can find another ring of mind shielding.
What was it?
A ring of mind shielding.
Ring of Mind Shielding.
I think
Gotcha.
those can stop scry, if I remember
Alright.
right. Can they, Brave?
Yeah.
Ring of Mind Shielding?
Yeah. Stops them from scrying that specific person, right? No.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me check that really quick.
What's Archie been doing this whole time, by the way? I'm curious. Has he just been
yeah.
quiet?
Archie has been quiet currently.
Okay. I'm assuming he's... It's very strange for him. I'm assuming that's just because we limited time.
Okay, so just to be clear, the Ring of Mind Shielding does not actually prevent you from being scryed on.
Okay. My
It's just
mistake.
it just prevents people from reading your mind, your thoughts, things
Right.
like that. But you can still
Never
be
mind.
seen with it.
Yeah, alright, never mind. I thought for some reason it was like, oh, if you try and scry a person who is wearing mind shielding, you can't get to them.
No, that is a different magic item.
Alright.
Okay. Okay, so Vern and Revion are heading to the market to gather ingredients. Ikibbo, you are heading to a town hall of some variety to try and find
Where we're-
news.
Yeah.
And then Chappie, you want to head for a magic item shop?
Yes.
Okay. I'm just putting that there. Who would like to go first, then, to resolve what they're doing?
The others can go first.
Vern, do you want to go first? I've been talking too much.
Yeah, if Revion's okay with it.
It's okay.
Okay. So pretty quickly, then, you all can start heading from the Western Sunset Abbey, winding your way through the quite lively streets here in Heartsoil. And as you are passing, you can see, now that you've kind of seen the remnants of the militia that have been raised to deal with the Undead Scourge, you can see now more and more people who still have remnants of those patchy uniforms. Walking around the streets, soldiers and people who have now returned home and are returning back to their normal lives now that the Undead Scourge has been dealt with for the most part.
Nice.
And following the flow of people, you will eventually find yourselves in kind of a wide area. The roots of the heart tree sort of split down and almost form a valley here in the hillside, and sort of nestled along the bottom of it in a big crescent is a market, sort of central marketplace here in Heartsoil. And you see many, many stalls of people and wagons that have rolled in and set up shop selling things from all across the conclave here. And it seems that if you are going to find premium ingredients, this is most certainly one of the places to do so.
Neat. I'm assuming to find the good stuff, I'd have to make an investigation.
You are absolutely right. So if you are going to be looking for that good kush, that good Zaza,
How good? This is
that
the dollar
premium
store. How
stuff.
good can it be? Revion, can you help me look for, I guess, the best stuff you can find?
Investigation check?
Well,
You
it would
said?
be an advantage if you're helping me. I have a +8.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Yeah,
So, advantage?
absolutely.
Alright, so the first roll was a 4. Second roll was a 17 plus 8. So, 15. Sorry, 25.
I was about to say.
I meant to say 25. I was in my head, right. 7 plus 8 is 15. Therefore, 17. No, 25.
Yeah, okay. A 25 on this roll. To
Wizards.
begin looking. Is there anything in specific you're looking for, or just those primo ingredients?
What does Pan like to make the most, from what we can tell? From what we know?
You would know that Panlaman has a pretty eccentric cooking style. It is not very familiar. It's not native to the Conclave. It's not native to Ambio, even. It is pretty foreign. So he really likes weird stuff. He has a great variety of spices that he guards religiously. The most important thing to his cuisine is sauces. Various sauces and liquid concoctions that are poured over top of whatever thing he is making, which necessitates a great deal of spices and seasonings and little things like cheeses and bones and vegetables and all the materials to make stocks and things of that nature.
Alright. So, sorry, I was just writing down what you said so I could process. So probably get some, bones for stock. Some spices if we can get any. And I'm gonna say, because we can't carry everything, so I'd say get some cheeses and see if I can find any sauces that Pan might like.
Beautiful.
So it's 4 things. So let me type that down.
I'm looking for milk.
You're looking for milk?
I will help
yeah.
them find the milk.
Okay. Hold on, I gotta sneeze.
Bless you. Pineapple.
He's not here.
By the way, Chappie, I'm definitely giving you these and telling you to say that you got them for Pan.
Okay,
So-
that was a long sneeze.
Bless you.
Okay. You start looking around for all of these things, and you can find them all. And then Rev starts looking for
Milk.
milk. And
Why do
you
you need
will,
milk? Revion?
as you.
There's one doodling. Revion, why do you need milk? Bear in mind, we can't keep it preserved out when we're walking.
Yeah, but it's for me to drink right now.
So you want a small glass of milk.
Yeah, I really want milk right now.
Alright. We'll go look for a bottle of milk.
Beautiful. As you start walking through the market here, you will hear sort of distantly something that will perk your pointed ears up, which is fresh milk, fresh milk. Come get your ice cold fresh milk.
There you
Oh,
go,
I
Revion.
run. I'm bolting.
Vern face
Revion.
palms, or like does that thing where you put like 3 fingers, one on your chin, one on your forehead, and then just 2 on your forehead, and then just follows, trying to keep an eye on him so I don't lose him in the crowd.
Yeah. Revion, you start weaving and dodging, and pretty quickly, you can find the source of this hawking. You find a fairly rickety-looking fella. It is an old genasi. It would appear an old water genasi.
Oh, what the hell, man?
Who's ooh, yeah. You can tell from the color of their skin. Their skin is sort of this turquoise greenish hue, and their hair seems to be made of grass, almost like swamp reeds, you would say. And they are a little bent with age and very wrinkled. And you see standing pretty close to them, you see a big cow. A very, very big cow.
Jesus.
The cow is taller than this old genasi.
Jesus.
It
Wait.
is
Sorry, I have to ask.
easily.
Sorry.
Yes.
Bigger than him while he's hunched over, or bigger than him standing tall?
Bigger than him standing tall.
Jesus Christ, okay.
This cow seems to be about 6 feet at the shoulder. It is a
Jesus.
large cow.
He's taller than
Oh
me.
my.
She's taller than me.
And you see this little genasi. This genasi cannot be taller than like 5'2". It is a little old man. And you see that sort of standing next to this cow, they have a little stall where they have a trough of flowing water, and the genasi has one hand in the trough, and the water just seems to be continually circulating through it. There's a tiny stream that runs through the town here, and you see that the water seems to almost magically, or perhaps definitely magically, come from the stream, go up a wooden ramp on the side of the trough against gravity, and then through a shaded portion, and then flow over where you see there are a bunch of pottery mugs, a bunch of pottery-made bottles, presumably filled with that sweet, sweet milk, before the water flows back out back into its creek. Fresh milk, fresh cold milk, come and get it.
Did you say milk?
Yes, young man, I did. The finest milk from dear old Alexander the Great here.
Wait, that's the cow's name?
Yes.
Ah.
Do you know why he's the Great?
Wait
No.
a minute.
Because his milk is the best in the entire conclave.
He?
So he's selling them on like mugs or something?
Say again?
Is he selling the milk in like mugs? Like how? Is
So
he
they
selling-
are pottery like jugs. They are essentially imagine like a glass bottle of Coke, except it's made of brown terracotta pottery.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I guess I'll like point to one and be like, how much for one?
Oh, well, it is a gold piece for a bottle.
Oof. How big is the bottle? Sorry.
It seems to be a serving size of milk.
Okay. Side note, he?
Mhm.
He?
Don't worry about it.
I'm worrying about it, brother.
Is this Otis from the barnyard?
Oh
Oh
god.
God, no.
Oh, so sorry. Do I catch up to Revion or not yet?
Yes, you catch up to Revion. You are not separated. Hello there to you, young man. Can I interest you in a bottle of scrumptious dairy delight?
I point to Revion and say, I'm just with him.
Oh, I promise you'll like it.
I guess no, I will give him a gold piece.
Beautiful. Mark off a gold piece. And
A
he
whole
will...
gold piece, damn.
How much
We
was
have a lot-
the ingredients we had before, by the way?
Well.
Sorry. Revion, I didn't
yeah.
interrupt.
So for that, the total price for those, I'm gonna say that comes out to about 5 gold pieces
Oh, that's fine.
for everything that you got. Yeah.
Sorry, go on, Revion. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Didn't we get like a ton of like gold pieces from the mayor for
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have,
y'all are
I have
kind of stinking rich.
480 Padma.
Yeah, because my inventory is a lot.
I have 480 plat, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll just casually give him a gold piece.
He will reach out, take one of the bottles, and pass it over to you. You see that the top of it is sealed with what appears to be a wax seal over a cork.
I will take the cork off and I will down the entire thing.
Jesus. Revion.
It
they-
is
Sorry.
frothy, delicious,
Mm.
whole milk. It has not been skimmed at all. This is cream and all. And it's cold. This is quality milk. This is milk that is worth a gold piece.
What's that sound people make? You know, in those like Coca-Cola commercials?
Mm.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that,
Ah.
he makes that sound.
Vern
I
looks
see
at him
another
like he's crazy.
satisfied customer. Are you sure you don't want any, young man?
I'm fine. I was gonna ask, Brave, does he have any sauces for, like, sauces? Because Alfaris is a cat.
Sauces.
No, out of character. Sauces. Like, the little plates.
Softer.
Sauce.
Alfaris is a cat.
You'll see. Does he? This is the point at which I have to wonder if he does. I don't think he does.
Okay, that's fine. Never mind then. I'm good. I'm not really a milk fan.
Milk the cow every day. Like how?
Well, of course I milk the cow every day. That's how cows work. If you don't, they explode.
Mhm. And the cow is like huge, right? Looking
Yeah.
at this cow.
6 feet tall at the shoulder. It's a very big cow.
Mm. If you don't mind, I'm actually kind of curious.
Oh boy.
Yes.
Can I try milking the cow?
Oh, brother.
You'll have to ask him.
Consent is key.
Excuse me?
I will go up to the cow. What's my animal handling?
Jesus Christ, what is happening?
What is your animal handling?
Wait,
Let me
let me
look.
I have a -1.
Your animal handling is 0. It's
Yeah.
not good nor bad.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
So
load. So.
okay, so you come over to Alexander the Great, the cow.
Yes.
Alexander the Great, the cow.
You see, they are a big, mostly white cow, but with some pretty prominent, like their front 2 legs are white, are black. Sorry,
I got a 3.
almost like they're wearing a sleeveless shirt.
Oh no.
Alexander the Great cow, a 3. Okay, what do you do to try and animal handling this cow?
Oh, I just wanted to like look at it and ask for permission. Like look at it in the eye and be like, "Hello, sir. Would it be all right?" But I guess he probably sees me as a threat or something.
I'll say you come up to the cow and you look into its eyes and say, "Hello, sir. May I milk you?" And the cow eyes you with its big black beady eyes. Grovel,
What?
says the cow.
Oh, it can speak.
Can I cast detect magic? What is going on here?
Go ahead. You can cast detect magic.
What is going on here? Oh, what the fuck? Why do I have a circle? Sure, I'll just do that.
Here, I'll get rid of it. Don't worry about it. Okay, you cast detect magic.
Just sort of as a reaction to whatever the fuck just happened.
Grovel.
You just try and
You
cast
will-
command.
This animal is not currently under any magical effect. But I'll give you that you can sense pretty faintly.
Don't say it's a druid. Please don't say it's a druid.
Pretty faintly an aura of transmutation magic around this creature.
What does that mean?
Oh no.
It's not
He
a
got
druid.
turned into a cow.
Don't tell me it's a druid.
And
Don't tell me it's a druid.
the cow once again looks at you with its big black beady eyes, Revion, and says, "Grovel."
I'm gonna turn to the water genasi. Does he always speak like this?
Yes. That's he's my business partner. Of course he speaks.
Hmm.
Is he selective with who milks him?
You ask him about that.
Is he?
Mm.
Has he always?
Cease your speaking, as if I am not present. You will grovel before me, Alexander the Great.
Much whiskey and
I'm
cola.
just looking at him.
How close am I to Revion right now?
How close do you want to be to Revion?
I don't know if I want to be near the cow, but I want to lead into whispers to Revion without being near the fucking cow.
Don't we have the hearing seed thing? Maybe. we can
Oh,
use
you're
the hearing-
right. I'm gonna use the hearing seed to talk to just Revion and be like, so this thing has some sort of transmutation magic on it. I
That makes-
have a bad feeling, Revion.
Oh, should I not milk the cow?
Not just that, I feel like it's not actually a cow.
Are you saying what I think?
I don't know. But frankly, I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out if I'm right.
Alright. I guess I'll put my hands up in a surrender pose and I'll just like back away.
Your lack of respect and deference disturbs me. You are not worthy to touch my teats.
Okay.
Return when you have learned your place. I have spoken.
I'm gonna.
Another.
Sorry, go on, Rev.
Oh.
Go on, Rev. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. I'll just look to the water genasi and I'll give him another gold piece.
Oh, would you like another bottle?
Yes, please.
Yeah, well, here you go. He'll just pass one over to you really happy, and the cow will just, like, eye you down.
I'll raise it up, kind of, like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme. And
No. No, I
You'll
don't,
toast-
and I'm too afraid.
The Great Gatsby one.
I don't know it.
Yeah,
I've never watched it.
I'll just like, raise it up, kind of like that.
You give a toast to Alexander the Great, and it will. My milk is the most excellent milk you have ever tasted, is it not?
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Me too.
This man talking about his milk. I'm so for real.
I don't like the
Very
implications.
uncomfortable.
Hey, yo, can we red card? Can we red card?
Don't be so reverential about it, please.
Can I lean to the old wood genessing guy and be like, so, how did you two meet?
That's my husband.
Oh, well, yeah, it was some years ago. Alexander used to be just a wild cow. He wasn't anybody. Well, he's still not anybody's property. People aren't property. But
Why did
he
it go in?
wandered onto my farm one day. You see, he had been injured in an accident involving some rather nefarious wolves. You see, as wolves tend to be nefarious. And well, you see, we became friends as I gave him aid and succor in his time of need. And so, after some discussions and some, the friendship that we had began to blossom. And eventually we had the idea to go into business together. He proposed the idea because, well, he needed to be milked. Sorry, that's not in canon. You see, he needed to be milked. And so we decided to go into business together. It seemed to be a mutually beneficial thing, and we set up our profit-sharing scheme. And we've been selling ever since, and demand just keeps rising. It started right here, in this very stall. But now we send out shipments to other cities every month. It's really, the business is quite booming, and it was really just a spark of inspiration from Alexander. And Alexander will kind of, yes.
And he always spoke? Yeah,
As far as
it's a
I'm
little-
aware, yes.
And I don't think I've ever seen a cow that talks before. Let her go and, a male cow, because they're normally bulls. So, I'm just curious about the whole magic around it, you know?
Wait.
Well, to hear
God, no!
Exactly.
to hear Alexander
Exactly.
tell it, to hear Alexander tell
I hate
it,
it.
he was you know those no, I shan't speak too loudly, but in times past, one might say those pesky druids. I know that's not the most
Oh my
polite
god,
thing to say
no.
these days,
No.
but those druids, I believe, to hear Alexander tell it, some time ago he was awakened by a druid.
Oh, okay. I thought I was gonna go in a different direction.
How little faith you have in me.
Listen. Alright.
We milked the whole ass druid.
Oh,
we can-
no.
We didn't.
No,
We didn't.
No.
Thank God. They just confirmed it's just an awakened cow.
Okay, thank God.
Wait, why does he have
Okay.
teats then?
I don't know. So
Oh,
is
well,
is
well,
awaken a transmutation spell?
Do you want to make me an Arcana check about it?
Yes. That is a plus. Arcana +5. That's a 15 total.
15?
Yep.
You would have the impression that yes, awaken is a transmutation spell.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. I see.
I'm so sorry for derailing us this hard
Yeah.
with this one
I was
cow.
concerned. I was concerned, alright? I was concerned that was a druid. Or someone turned into a cow.
Will
I was
make you a
concerned.
promise that I will not make you drink
Thank you.
druid milk.
Thank you.
I was very concerned someone willingly turned themselves into a cow and then let someone milk them.
Purse.
Yeah,
didn't think-
yeah, right?
Woo! I love D&D.
Right, okay, I just wanted to be sure that was all.
Of course. Our milk is the most ethically sourced milk in the entire conclave.
I'm tired of hearing
Mhm.
milk. I'm gonna be so damn honest.
Yeah, me too. Alright, Revion, have you had your fill yet? Can we go?
Oh, do you want to try the milk?
No. Above
no.
game, Vern despises milk.
I wonder why.
Not just
Because of this specific
No.
cow. Yes.
no. They just don't like it. Can we go now, please? Revion? The others are waiting.
I will bid Ghost goodbye.
Bye-bye! Return when you have centered yourself in the universe.
Jesus Christ. Alright. Sorry, I'd like to do one more tiny thing while we're in the bazaar.
Of course.
I think about this on the way back, and I think I want to find some ingredients for Lionel.
Oh,
What
of
did he
course.
look like he was low on when I spoke to him the other day?
We'll say that Lionel was looking like he was low on some reactive agents like sulfur and phosphorus.
Alright, I will see if they perhaps have those. Is it another investigation?
I'm gonna say that's going to be a nature check.
Nature, okay. Revion, could you help me look for list of things? So that I get
Yes.
advantage. Thank you. Alright, so I have advantage and I have a +5. First roll's a 9. Second roll's an 11, so that's 16 total.
Okay. 16?
Yep.
Okay. With a 16, you certainly can. You will find a vendor who seems to be selling. It smells awful
Yeah.
over here. They are sort of tucked away in a corner of the marketplace, but they have various containers and baskets of lots of reagents and various minerals and useful compounds that you are able to purchase from.
Cool.
But I'm going to say that it's going to be another 5 gold pieces.
That's
for
fine by
those
me, I'm rich.
specifically.
Respectfully, I have 480 platinum and 18 gold. How much was it? 5?
5 more.
Oh, 14. I just have 19 gold, apparently. My bad. Oh, I have 14 gold. Alright, sick. Sorry, that's all I want to do. Revion, do you have anything else you want to do?
In this style specifically, no.
Alright.
Is there anything else you would like to buy, Revion?
I was also thinking about spices, so I could just go with Vern for that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say that you have acquired all the spices you desire.
Yeah, we got some spices earlier.
Because I was gonna put them in the milk.
Oh my god.
You're going to
I mean,
spice
you
the
can make
milk.
stew like that.
He who controls the spiced milk controls the universe.
Jesus fucking Christ.
No,
You can
they
put it
kept that out of
as-
they Frank Herbert kept that out of the first draft. It's just a spice, only the spice.
Ugh.
Nothing.
You can certainly spice the milk.
And I down the
Sounds
entire
wrong when you
thing
say that.
Vern cringes.
It is spiced milk. Pretty good, all things considered.
Vern cringes.
I cringe. The player.
Revion really likes milk, canonically, so
Vern hates it.
he was very happy.
Vern hates it.
What a
They're
lovely
absolutely
character,
dreading today.
Wombat.
Every friend group gotta have the milk hater and the milk lover. Retweet if it's true.
Why did you say it like that?
What?
God, I'm gonna have a fucking meltdown at this point, man.
Alright, anyway.
I'm so sorry. Okay.
It's so
And is that all you're looking for at the bazaar?
I think so.
Okay, beautiful. So with all of that, you can make all of your purchases and acquire everything that you are looking for. Beautiful. Okay. Who would like to go next? Ikibbo, do you want a chance to learn your gossip?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you are looking for a town hall, right? Somewhere
did
where
anyone
there's like a
come
lot
with
of
me?
news and
Did
things
any
like
of
that
the
swirling around.
Lightkeepers come with me at all? Anyone? Am I the
Uh,
only one that's there?
who would you like to come with you?
It's I don't really care. It could be me, it could be anybody. It's honestly anything, honestly, at this point.
I'm gonna say Panlaman's gonna come with you.
Hey, the bros, let's go.
You will see that as you begin to wander off, Panlaman will sort of catch up to you. You are investigating information, yes?
Yes, I am. This is a busy city. I imagine things get around.
That is a thought that I had. May I accompany you?
That's fine by me.
Please. I suppose neither of us know where to go, so both of us lead the way and follow.
Does he have better survival? I don't know. What would this be survival perception or
I'm not gonna make you roll for this.
Okay.
This is
Uh
just to be clear. You will not have to roll to find any location here in the city. They're
Okay.
just here. You can just find it.
yeah, we'll head to the town hall or wherever
Okay.
information passes through.
You both will begin heading inwards. It seems like if there's going to be anywhere, it's going to be further inwards. And eventually, you see yourselves reaching the foot of the heart tree. You see that there's one last little rise that leads up onto the small plateau where the heart tree itself grows out of. And you reach up here and you see that there's sort of a long road that wraps around here with various people discussing things. And then there's a staircase not carved out of, but made of the roots of the tree that begins to wind up it, that leads up onto this final plateau. And you see here, for the first time, it really looks like there are guards placed. But they are not soldiers. You see rangers in long cloaks patterned with leaves on the outside. Both of them standing quite still and motionless on either side of that wooden staircase leading up to the tree. And distantly above, as you cast your eyes up, you will see up in the boughs of the tree, in the branches, a flash of purple. A very familiar flash of purple cloth. High up in the boughs, and a glimmer of a long cloak of leaves and as you see, it trails down a good 10 feet from below where whoever possesses it stands, as it seems there are some people up in the top of the tree currently.
Wait a minute.
A familiar flash of purple cloak.
Mm-hmm.
I recognize this person. Who is it?
You would remember that seems to be the attire of one Lurgan, Archdruid
Oh,
of the Circle of
shit.
Spores.
All right. I look to hand them and are you up for conversing with the Archdruid?
I beg your pardon?
It's him.
Well, maybe not conversing, but um perhaps seeing what is going on, or was that place closed off?
It seems to be closed off. It seems like it is not
Okay.
necessarily accessible to you just as a random member of the public. You could perhaps try to flex some credentials, but there are guards standing at either side of these steps. But you also see down here around the base there are various people. And even as you look, there are you see sort of around here, there's a small building that's sort of propped up here that looks to be perhaps not a town hall, but some sort of administrative building. And sort of around it are gathered people discussing and some people who seem to be reciting news. Some criers who are take a tip and then begin reciting happenings and goings on.
Right. Sorry, I'm trying very hard to focus. It's just a little
It's
hard.
okay.
Okay.
Don't worry about it.
All right. Oh, sorry. So, take back what I said. I'll just keep that in mind. I'll say something like, "I wonder what the Archdruid is doing here."
That would be a wonderful question. I believe this is where the conclave, the capital T, capital C conclave meets. So perhaps they are in session.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that popular or important to even get inside. So let's go to the people, the criers, and the news boards, and the all that stuff.
Sorry, my dog is
Yes,
barking. I'll be right
let
back.
us.
I am looking for any information on Reaxitran, the Ash Fairies, also any mentions of uh the forces of Venwufi or some unknown undead power, any disturbances from maybe on the other if there's news of the other continents, yes.
Okay.
But my main focus is Ash Fairies, and then any other side effects of what happened with Venwufi, and if there's any brewing trouble of a similar nature.
Okay. I will say that there is, you see these criers, and pretty quickly you can kind of figure out how they're organized. Is that they seem to be giving information sort of based on like a country. So there's one that's kind of giving information about Granil, one about Petil, one about Slani, the other nations, Ambio. There's a crier for that sort of give information about those, and you'll see somebody will walk up to one and pass them some coin and then request something specific about that place. And then there are also some bulletin boards that seem to have some hastily written notes about some things. And there's somebody there who will pass off copied transcripts, broadsheets of just some stories of things going on. So those seem to be the largest options for you. Is paying a crier, paying somebody to tell you what they currently know, or to go and hope that there's something about it in a broadsheet.
Dude, I remember this is early days. This is early days. Where was the last I heard of the Ash Fairies being?
the last that you personally heard of the Ash Fairies would have been in Solim. In Solheim, like at your home. You have
No,
not necessarily.
this is early session days. I went
Oh,
to a
that one.
library.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. You have an outdated copy of Zamin's summary of world events.
Damn it, Zaman.
It's a bit outdated, but the last you heard of it, there were reports of massive arson attacks by a group claiming to be the Ash Fairies in the what is their name, Brave? What is their name? I'm forgetting it. In an island chain nearby to Granel.
Okay. That case, I will go to the crier for Granil.
Okay.
What do I pay them? Like what?
It is it's pretty cheap. It's just a few coppers.
I'm back.
Honestly.
Can I
So
give him a silver? I don't think I got anything
totally,
less than
yeah.
silver.
You can
Nope,
give them
that's
a
not.
silver.
I have an electro. What?
I'll allow you can just break this. Your money is kind of an abstraction. You have whatever
Okay.
currency change is necessary for you.
Does anyone use electrum?
Yes, people use Electrum. I'm going
Okay.
to this is on my bucket list. I'm going to do a whole revamp of the currency, but it's one of those things that I may or may not ever get to.
Okay. Well, I'll give him like a silver, whatever that is, out of like the money I have.
Oh, thank you kindly. What would you like to hear about?
News of Granil, anything to do with arson attacks, or perhaps undead scourges, or other rising powers of
Of course.
ill means.
Yes. You'll see he kind of thinks for a moment and then looks down and clears his throat. This is, you see, a half-elf of dark complexion, which is very typical. This person looks like they could be a native of Granil. This is the kind of person you would see just everywhere in Granil. Dark skin, kind of black-brown hair, walnut-colored eyes, slightly pointed ears, not somewhere between, like, perhaps not a full elf, but a half elf are very common in Granil. And he will say, tensions continue to grow between Granil and Slani in the proxy wars and proxy nation of Zetin. Currently, there have been confirmed provocations and attacks, many of which have involved fire, arson being started in outlying villages between the two. Authorities in Zetin have refused involvement with either Granil or Slani, but insider reports are still coming in that there are perhaps separate factions of the Zetin government that are conspiring with either side. Relations with Petil have slowly begun to degrade in recent days following the assassination of Princep de Lazda in Petil. However, current negotiations are still ongoing to resume trade. Granil authorities and the High Church of the Ordning have announced recently a renewed effort to stabilize relations with Petil for access to the various archaeological sites that are ongoing within Petil and access of the church to their unprecedented information. Recent diplomatic visits to Slani, and especially to Western Slani, have been productive, but are sensing much tension, and many are speculating that these are a primary cause of ongoing Slani-Granil tension and provocation. Eastern Slani authorities are calling for the Granilian government to cease contact with as they would put it, Western rebels.
And that's all he had to say.
And then he'll say, is there anything more specific you would like to know about?
No undead scourges, nothing of that nature, nothing that's happened here in the Conclave.
No. The
Alright.
Granillian authorities had been worried, and some shipments had been delayed here to the Conclave due to the outbreak. But in recent days, following the cessation of the plague, or at least the confirmation of its termination, or at least epicenter destruction, Granil has, I believe, sent the first waves of goods and shipments across the ocean.
Alright. Thank you, sir. You've been very reliable.
Of course. Thank you for your patronage.
Mhm.
I kind of wanted to see if any one of them knew anything about Team Drake and see how famous we were.
I'm not gonna post that. I do not. Ikibbo does not think that highly of himself like that. Trying to think who else. I guess go to the bulletin boards because I don't know if I want to ask every
Okay.
person here, especially if the last time I heard about the fairies, they were in Granil in an archipelago.
Okay. You're gonna head over to the boards. Is there anything in specific you're looking for on these?
Fairies, again, acts of arson, reaxitran, perhaps a cult or a group led by a Goliath. Yeah, I think that's about it. I can't really think of anything else.
Okay. You'll come over to the board. Go ahead and roll me. Let's say make this a perception check. No. Actually, yeah. Let's make it a perception check.
Okay, perception is okay. 15.
Okay. 15. Yeah, on a 15, you start looking around the board, and you'll find it's a little obscure. It's a very small one, but there is a note here that's been made about arson attacks continue in outlying Zetan villages.
Zetten. Where is Zetten?
Go ahead and make me a history check.
Also, how do you spell Zetten?
I'll put it in chat.
History check. Oh, it's the same as perception. 6.
Oof.
A 6. You're not sure where Zetan is.
Can I point it out to Panlum and see if he knows anything?
Of course you can. Arson attacks continue in outlying Zetan villages. Okay, yes. What about it?
Do you know where this place is? Zetten? Or
Zetin.
also how you spell it?
Yes, Zetin. I believe it is a Zetin.
When you said A, did you mean E or A?
E, yes.
It's been a minute since I've done French, man.
Yes, Zetin. It is. So I do not know if you are familiar at all. Between Granil and Slani, there is a great number of very small nations that sort of act as a buffer between the two of them. Zetin is one of those. It is kind of in the middle of them. It is on the coast of one of the inland seas there, and it sort of stretches around. But it is sort of halfway between Slani and Granil. Or, well, to be specific, eastern Slani and Granil.
Okay.
It is quite far from western Slani.
So, interesting news I've learned that this may be more organized than I conceived.
What are you worried about?
Oh. I check boards like these when I can for news about a certain group I've been trying to follow. And this is concerning that they are not some wandering cult or vagabonds, but perhaps a faction backed by a substantial amount of power, especially because they
Yes.
bring a great deal of harm. But we've mostly found what I've been looking for. What is it you are looking for here, Pan Lemon?
Well, let us find out, you see?
I will
Uh,
aid him in any way I can.
yeah. He will go over to the yeah, specifically he's going to go over to the board and start looking through. And you see that he is looking for specifically he'll point out, could you, if it is not too much trouble, could you help me look for the reports on pirate attacks?
I can help him with that, yes.
Thank you. Yeah, would you go ahead and roll me a perception check again?
Natural 20.
Oh,
24.
wonderful.
Perfect.
You will find a headline here, which will read, Coral Stone evades capture once more. Granillian authorities perplexed.
Don't tell me.
Granillian authorities perplexed. Anything else to that headline?
That's the one. That's the one. Okay. If you'll excuse me, I would like to see if the crier knows anything.
Yeah. Coral Stone, one word or two words?
One word.
All right. Yeah, sure. Although, fine, I will cave a little bit. Have any of these boards perhaps mentioned a Team Drake? I'll cave on that. I'll cave on that. It's like I'm looking
Yeah.
through. If I happen to glance, I'll look at it, but I'm not gonna be smug about it.
You will see that pretty front and center in the boards, there is
Okay.
a posting that says, Deputies of Manavwal, Team Drake, uh, destroy the standing grave. Something like that.
Okay. Yeah, if it's gonna be big like that, I will like see it, but I won't dwell on it because I like been there, done that. That happened. Okay. Anyways, let's do the thing for Pan. Let's talk to the crier. I'm guessing it's the
Yeah,
same crier from earlier.
it is. It is the same man. Pan comes back. Oh, pardon. Do you happen to know anything about the Coral Stone? And the crier will respond, yes! The infamous pirate ship, the Coral Stone, has recently hit a string of royal merchant vessels in the delay as they had been diverted from coming here. So the Conclave diverted to wait in other ports. The Coral Stone performed a series of daring raids. Daring pirates. And have made off with a substantial amount of imperial goods. However, in each of the attacks, it appears that the Coral Stone completely vanished.
Uh-oh. Brave? Brave?
I
Wow.
think he
I
got, I
think,
think he
I
got cut off.
think he vanished.
Crazy vanishing act, my guy. Wow.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Names the vessel
Oh,
possesses.
there he's back. He's back. Welcome
You
back.
bugged out a minute.
The last thing we heard was vanished.
Oh, cool.
It was funny. So the ship vanishes, like inexplicably.
Yeah. So the Coral Stone, as the crier explained it, had performed a series of raids on Royal Navy merchant vessels that had been diverted away from the conclave due to the ongoing plague.
Oh yeah.
And in each case, after striking its target, it vanished into thin air. And it has left the Grenillian Royal Navy quite perplexed as to what capabilities the vessel has and how to counter it.
I need to save this for my sister. Royal Navy perplexed. I'm writing this down like a flashcard.
This will be on the test.
Oh no, not test. Anyways,
What was the name of the last queen of the Misluddles? Say it with me.
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And Ira is probably, or DJ is probably the only one who wrote that down.
I don't know if I did. I'm
Oof.
I
because
feel like
it
you
would be on
would've
my
known,
roll
'cause
20
didn't fucking
account.
Archie tell you?
Yeah, it's probably on my roll
I'm-
20 version of the
Actually gonna scream, it's literally on your character sheet right now.
Mashko?
Yes.
That was the Look, alright, it's 3 a.m. Man.
Yeah.
Yo,
I get a pass.
Otha, you want to be like any royalty? Like straight up? Otha? No? No? No, my man? No? Just
No.
angry at the world? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
A little
Otha's
bitter
not
inside.
chill like that.
He's not chill to begin with.
Yeah.
I'll ask, who is this captain of this vessel? Do we know?
The crier. Currently, it is believed that a certain Captain Thorn is the presiding officer of the Coral Stone. However, due to its elusive nature and the fact that we can't exactly get an interview, it is unknown. However, that is the title that the captain has given when from the eyewitness accounts of attacked vessels
Thorn with an E or no?
with an E.
I wrote it nice. Okay. Alright, that's my curiosity. I'll look at Pan. Is there anything else you needed to know?
No, that is all that I require. Thank you so very much, and he'll hand the crier a coin.
Right. My business is done, so we can start walking back, but I'm thinking once we're far enough away, I might. Well, here. Is there a temple to Ilmater?
You, as you look around, you do not see one.
There wouldn't be any temples. There's not like a congregated like temple area
Here
like there was in
in
Manowar.
Heartstone, there does not, in Heartsoil, there does not appear to be a congregated temple. As you pass along the streets, you'll see something very similar to something that happened in Men of Wall. When all of the soldiers and militia from the rest of the conclave converged on Man of Wall, you saw dozens of shrines, tiny little devotional shrines, pop up on the steps outside of the congregated temple. You see here in Heartsoil, rather than there being one concentrated location, you'll see very frequently along the streets there are shrines. There are tiny little enclosed shrines, just little vestibules, little places that each seem devoted to some different thing. Many of them seem to be devoted to particular spirits. Many of them, there's a particularly large tree that'll have a little shrine with offerings and deposits. But there are also tiny little shrines that appear to be dedicated to various deities and belief systems here.
Right.
So they're all spread out throughout the city rather than being congregated in any particular place.
Right. I'm kind of looking for like a place that's inconspicuous but also quiet. I want to find some place that's like off the beaten path, but not someplace where we're gonna get mugged. Because I want to talk to Pan Lemon about why he's asking about clear stone.
Coral stone.
Coral stone. I'm sorry, coral stone.
Yeah. You certainly can. You will sort of wander. If there's one thing Heartsoil has in abundance, it is little secluded parks.
Awesome.
And places, and you can kind of find your way into just a little grove of trees that seems to block out the noise from the streets and surrounding houses.
Right. Is there a place to sit? Because I imagine just standing and having a conversation.
There are some suspiciously bench-shaped rocks.
All right. Is there anyone else here?
Presently, it is unoccupied.
All right. I'm going to offer Pan a seat.
Oh, thank you. You wanted to talk?
You were familiar with the name of the ship?
Yes, I am.
Any experience? I know there were some things we talked about.
Can you make me a promise?
I can make you a promise. I'm not gonna rat you out to my sister.
That is the promise, yes. So as my sister so loudly announced to everyone, there was times a while ago when we were perhaps on a pirate ship, and perhaps were maybe pirates participating in piracy on a pirate ship. And it is possible that the name of that ship was the Coral Stone.
And were you... How long has it been since you've parted ways?
Oh, it has been some years since then. It was before I knew Lionel. And McCool, even. It was just me and Ecee back then.
And were you carrying out these exercises? Like they're doing now?
What did you think I was doing on a pirate ship? Sightseeing?
I mean, were you specifically attacking Grenillian Royal Navy ships like they're currently doing?
Not specifically. It was different.
So this is new.
I will say this, and you have promised not to be mad at me. We did, in my time, when the opportunity presents itself, you take it. We participated in attacking royal ships, private ships. We attacked Ambioan vessels, Yantrellian vessels. Whoever was caught in our sights and was of a caliber that we could engage, we engaged. We did not have any specific target. You know, it is not the domain of a pirate to be picky.
I suppose you know better than I do, but the way the crier says it, it feels like they're specifically attacking Grenillian ships. It might just be because of the events of the plague, but
Knowing Miss Thorne, it is not impossible that she wished to specifically pursue Grenillian vessels, given the opportunity.
is there some feud? Or particular animosity to Granil and the Royal Navy.
How much do you know about the, how you say, politics of the sea?
Well, I'm gonna go out a limb here, Brave. Considering I grew up in what is like a remote kind of fishing village that probably did not see a lot. It saw maybe saw some trade, but not a trading port. I'm gonna say I don't know that much.
Yeah.
Is that true?
I think that would track, yes.
All right. I'm from Granil, but we were a bit simpler than that. We didn't have news of that sort come by very often.
There is a nickname that perhaps the less reputable elements of society, pirates, smugglers, that sort, have for the Royal Navy.
Mm.
It is the black-handed tyrant. The Royal Granilian Navy acts as if they are the sole possessors and inheritors and directors of the sea. They, when not protecting Granilian interests, constantly harass free ports, free ships, such as those of the Lakian Enclave. While they do not maintain a blockade around the exclave in Yantrail, they regularly find excuses to detain ships leaving from there. And of course, if it does not pass through Retran Elecana and is not subject to their taxes, it rarely passes through anywhere. The entire purpose of the Royal Navy, to some, is the extraction of all of the wealth that passes through the sea between Etrea and Kultia and Tovan. It is to wring it dry of its gold. So, while I'm sure there are many that feel favorably about the Navy, there are many more who have seen fortunes and lives ruined by it. And Miss Thorne is one such who has come across the grip of that black-handed tyrant.
Do you know this, Captain?
I
More than just
consider
that name?
her one of my dearest friends. It has been some time since we last spoke, but she helped me a great deal when we were escaping.
Does it have to do what your escape with your current condition?
No. This was long before the present predicament I find myself in. This was just about me and my dear sister. This was before we visited Ambio.
I thought I might check. Any ideas on the nature of this disappearing trick they're pulling off? Or is that a trick?
I can imagine. I believe she may have finally taken up my my benefactor's offer.
Mm. And was it Pan who said like his benefactor did stuff with carving or something? There was talk of a gentleman who carves.
That's
Little.
that would be different. Yeah.
That's different? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember who said that. I could not remember. But I remember hearing that in one of the sessions lately. Probably the first one.
It was last session.
Was it last session?
Yeah, because you put in the chat why they always have to be carving.
No, there was one before then. There was one before then. Some talk about a man who makes little statues or something.
Hmm.
Okay. Anyways. Hey.
The lore.
The lore.
A friend who followed in your footsteps and
Of course, let me just disclaim. I cannot say for certain if she has made any such deal. It is also possible that perhaps they have uh, recently acquired the services of some great mage, or they have discovered some other source of power, or perhaps the Royal Navy are just stupid. Hmm?
I can not say to either of those or any of those claims.
Yes. Well, either way, I just I wanted to see if perhaps there was any news that they had been, killed.
Well, they seem to be doing well for themselves, considering.
Yes.
Uh, so, how dear of a friend are we talking here?
Are you implying something with that?
The only implication is it doesn't hurt somebody.
Miss Thorne is like a sister to me. She was there for us in a moment of great need, and I respect her greatly. But if you are asking if I am interested, uh, unfortunately, I am not very persuaded by her feminine wiles, if that is what you are inquiring.
I find that a satisfactory answer.
I am so glad that you find it satisfactory, Ikibbo.
He's just looking out for the boys. Sorry.
I'm a real bro.
Yeah.
Uh, um, I've noticed you and Chap conversing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, uh, and he's a friend, so um,
A dear friend, perhaps?
we've only just met, but yes.
No, he's a goat. What do you mean?
Oh my god.
Also wrong. He is a cow.
He's something. Who knows?
He's
Chap.
Chappie.
Oh, fuck off. My moment. Shut up.
Sorry.
Anyways,
Get out of my head, voices!
it's okay. It's okay. A dear friend, yes, but I wouldn't say he's like a brother. It's been a while since I've had a brother, but I don't think um that's quite the feeling it is. Although it does feel like yeah, it's probably the same for everyone in Team Drake. Not quite sibling, but you know.
Hmm.
Do you think of McCool or Lionel as siblings?
Yes, I think I could say similarly to that.
Well, I was
Lionel certainly plays the role of a meddlesome older brother.
I was trying to make a point that they're not quite siblings, but they are something
Yes,
akin.
I think I understand your point.
Is there any other errands you need to run here?
Um, at the present moment, no. There are some things that perhaps I will see to on my own. But thank you for allowing me to accompany you, though.
Of course.
Uh, was there something you wanted to ask me about Chapel, or?
Oh, just you two have fun.
Okay. Okay.
Not like that. Okay, you heathens. Um,
I am
I
I am a
didn't.
good
I didn't say
Lathandan
anything.
boy.
fucking Booth going, okay. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't think. Find a little light in the current situation. That's about it. Uh,
I don't believe that is a question, so thank you. I will keep that in mind. Shall
alright,
we?
we shall.
And you will return back to continue on your adventures, finding what you would wish to find.
If I
Okay.
may, before we regroup.
Mhm.
Well, before Ikibbo and Pan regroup with us, I want to. Oh wait, no, sorry, Chappie hasn't done his thing. Sorry, never
Yeah.
mind. My mistake. I got confused. Later, I'll do it later. Sorry.
Okay.
It's fine.
Okay. With that, I think it is indeed time. Chapel, you are going off in search of magic items, right?
I intend to look for anything like some sort of like magic wares, like maybe like magic item shop, like anything that would happen to be uh beneficial and helpful.
Okay. Totally. Is there anyone from the Lifekeepers you would wish to bring along in specific?
Perhaps Ecee. I think Ecee
Ecee?
might, yeah, Ecee might be knowledgeable with helping us out with this.
Of course. So you two set off to begin looking around, and you find yourselves sort of wandering through the various locales here, and kind of enter into a commercial district here in Heartsoil. And as you are passing shops, finally, a shop catches your eye with a simple sign out front that has really what draws your eye is the somewhat long title that the shop has on it. Outside the door, you see the title of Once Lost, Now Found Arcane Curios. And in the window, there is a little sign that hangs open.
I think this looks like a great place to start.
Yes, I believe this is a wonderful place for us to look.
Okay. Um, let's take a look. Uh, I'm curious. On the way here, do I see any reactions from some of the people in the in the city of Heartsoil, how do they react to a furbolg like me?
You would see sort of passing along. There are definitely some people who kind of give you like a look. Kind of like a kind of puzzled look. Uh, and you'll definitely see that like the younger the person is. Especially like humans, short-lived races, definitely give you kind of like a, is that a minotaur or something? Kind of look. Like you can definitely tell they're not exactly sure what you are. Whereas you will see like the older, there are not many, but a few elves, especially elves who are like wild people, rangers, passing by. Some of them will like pause and like stare at you intently, as if they're seeing a ghost, even. But nobody really stops you. But you definitely get some looks. You seem to be a curiosity that piques people's interest in different ways.
A ghost indeed. All right. So I enter once lost, now found, arcane curios.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Okay. You push in the door, and as you do, there is a gentle strum of music that just sort of ethereally floats through the air. Welcome. You were once lost, now you are found.
I look.
You step. Hmm?
Sorry, I was gonna look to EC real quick to hear like the ask like basically silently asking her, did you hear that music too?
She nods and like rolls her eyes.
Okay.
And as she steps in, she will remove her large sun hat. You see inside is a rather cluttered shop. You see that it is from the outside. You could see it sort of appears like an antique shop with just items just piled on tables and on displays, all just sort of around the shop itself. Very disorganized, very cluttered. There are lots of wall hangings depicting stars and eyes and sunbursts, and there are golden chains strung about the establishment, kind of leading all over. It smells thickly of incense. It feels like the air pressure changes when you come in here. And it is, uh, for lack of a better term, uh, comfortably destroyed, so to speak, in that there is no sense of organization. This is a place that feels more like a home than it does like a place of business. Like somebody just got in and just tossed a bunch of crap onto the kitchen table rather than setting it out neatly for display.
I see.
Mm,
Hello?
there is no reply.
I guess I start looking around, see maybe if I can find an owner the shopkeep that could help us.
Sure, go ahead and give me just a quick investigation check.
Okay. Probably not gonna be much. Where is my why why is it not popping up? Hold up, let me refresh real quick.
Mhm.
Refresh in Foundry. Apologies. It seems like I was having a issue trying to get back into the game.
Mhm.
Can I roll from
Yeah,
Avery? Do
totally.
we still
Yeah. I think we have
do we, s-
Avery
do,
still on the
do we still
server.
have Avery? Let's see.
Yeah,
It's
we
just a
still have
straight
Everett.
roll.
Yeah, we have Avery. Yeah, you're fine.
1d20. A fat 5. Oh, I'm
A
back. Okay,
fat
cool.
five.
Yeah.
You look around, and you cannot find wherever this shopkeep is. And you're looking around. Ecee also, she begins looking around. So this is quite the
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
You were bugging out a little bit.
No!
You're back.
Okay. Ecee will begin wandering around with you looking for any sort of proprietor or employee here. This is quite the magical emporium.
Mm-hmm. Is it normally like this? In shops like this?
No. Well, I suppose it depends. This is an oddity for me personally. Most of them are very neatly kept, and I don't know if you know this. Most of them do not leave a bunch of trinkets lying around.
Not really.
It seems
Not really
very
secure
easy
to swipe.
Yes, I feel like I could just like grab a handful of rings and just run. Should I? No. No. We will contain ourselves. I feel like this is my impression that anybody who is bold enough to leave out a bunch of magical artifacts on the table probably has some way to prevent them from being stolen from off the table. Yes?
That probably sounds about right.
So, let's not test it.
I agree. I agree. What kind of items do I see on the table?
Well, you see just about everything. There are rings, there are wands, there are hats, there are shoes, there are tomes, there are amulets, there are just knickknacks and trinkets. Everything that you feel like you would see in a magic shop is here, just scattered about.
Wow. Okay. Um, do I see any? I guess let's look at any tomes. Do I see anything that could help with like? Uh, I think the magic school is called abjuration.
Okay.
Let me see if I can recognize anything regarding that. Should I make an investigation check or
Sure, yeah, go ahead.
now I could roll the dice like normal? Okay, cool. It's a solid 8.
Oof.
A solid
Jesus Christ.
Pretty
Very
solid.
impressive. Very impressive.
Nothing get past that 8.
Yeah, with an 8, it's so disorganized, like barely anything. Nothing is labeled, is the big thing. So you kind of start looking through this, but there's just like a pile of books in a corner. They all have price tags on them,
Oh,
but none of them are like actually labeled as to what they are. And so it's kind of impossible. You can just like open up a book and start like paging through it, but even then you'd have to spend a significant amount of time to actually figure out what any given book was about. And so it seems just searching for it may be less than an efficient search method.
I don't get this. Are we supposed to just buy a book and test our luck?
Yes, well, let us see if there's anywhere to buy the book.
Okay.
That looks like a counter over there, perhaps?
Okay. I walk up to the counter.
You'll walk up to the counter with Ecee, and she'll, like, look around with you, and then lean over the counter. What's that? And she'll point down at the ground behind the counter. And you'll see behind this sort of counter, like recessed into the wall, like a sort of separate stall area that leads into a back room and has sort of a counter out here. On the floor behind there, there is a great big heap of cloth, like a big ball of blanket and quilt that has all been sort of gathered together. It's at least like 6 feet in diameter and like 2 feet tall. Just a mound of blanket and cloth here behind the counter.
Someone asleep back here? Um,
Do you
excuse
want
me?
to poke it?
I'll try. Do I see a bell? Like a little, like, service bell?
Yeah, there is a tiny little service bell.
I will ring the service bell.
Speak.
Oh,
You
oh,
hear as the mound sort of rustles.
did I hear? Wait, do
I
I
hear
hear
a
an
cat.
actual cat?
Yeah,
That is
that's
my
why I
actual cat
meowed.
here to do
That's
voice
why.
acting.
Oh my god! That's
As you will
amazing!
see the blanket kind of rustles and quickly poking up its head from under the mound of blanket, you will see 2 very big yellow eyes peering up out of a void of blackness
Another awakened
as
critter.
a black cat head the size of a person pokes up out of the blankets. Oh, and very quickly the mound will ruffle and shake and grow as it untangles itself to resolve into the form of a person. About kind of small-ish, 5'5". It is a cat person, a tabaxi. They are black tabaxi, completely black, with just the tiniest little flecks of orange fur on their ears. With these big, massive yellow eyes, they are just wrapped in this blanket, almost like a robe, as they sort of straighten up from behind the counter. Hello.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to wake you up.
Oh, no! Please, please, please. Welcome to Once Lost, Now Found. You are once lost, now you're found. How can I help you today?
Uh, hello. Um. Oh my. Have I ever met a tabaxi?
I don't believe you have.
I'm like, I'm kind of excited for this, but I'm gonna try to be. Actually, fuck it. I'm not respectful. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna be
Well,
like. I'm gonna be like. Oh. Oh my. I never. You are very adorable. I'm sorry.
I get that a lot. Yes.
I'm sorry.
What's your name?
I'm sorry. My name is Chapel Winterbite, and this is my friend Ecee.
A pleasure. Oh, no. The pleasure's all mine. I'm Dinah.
Dinah.
It is wonderful to meet you. Uh, what are you in for today? How can we help you?
Well, Dinah, we are very curious to find some sort of magic items that could help us with some security and perhaps protect our privacy, if you can understand what we mean.
North VPN.
Security and privacy. Against what sort of source?
More of the divination kind of magic, like a scry.
Okay, something that can protect against divination, against scrying. That's a tough one. Oh. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Come here.
Okay, sure. I guess I step closer.
Yeah. Well, she will come out from behind the counter. She'll just, like a cat, scamper over it, just like vault over it, just jump.
Oh,
And like the blanket gets left behind, And you see that she's wearing pretty simple, kind of like a robe type arrangement, almost like a poncho. And she quickly begins meandering throughout the magic shop here, picking up things, looking at them, sniffing them, as she begins looking around here to try and find something that is of use to you. So, I'm now going to tell you how this magic shop works.
Oh,
Oh
boy.
shit. Okay.
Mechanically.
Gotcha.
So, the once lost, now found Arcane Curios magic shop. How this magic shop works is that I don't even know what's in this magic shop.
Gotcha.
Because
Great start.
I cannot be bothered to um
To make an entire catalog.
to make
for...
a list, to make a catalog. I do not care enough.
Fair.
So
You know what?
here's
Fair enough.
how it's gonna go. Yeah. I want you to describe to me the kind of item you are looking for. Okay? And then we are going to roll. You're going to tell me how you are going to assist Dinah in locating this item. And then we're going to roll for it to see what quality of item she finds. Okay?
Okay. I looked up the type. I looked up the type of item ahead of time. I'm not gonna say it because that's metagaming. So I'm gonna try and I'm just gonna try and say I'm gonna try to. Let me ask Ecee something.
Mhm.
What are the rune symbols? What are the symbols for abjuration magic?
She'll list them off for you. Those are the general
Okay, so now
combinations of them.
all right, so now that I have an idea of what I'm looking for, I'm gonna try and find items that have that sort of insignia.
Okay.
All right, and I'm going to perception check.
Okay, yeah. Totally. Go ahead and roll for me.
Hey, Brave, real quick.
Yep.
Are we doing anything else like really substantial tonight?
No, we're actually going to end after we resolve this.
Okay. Fine.
Okay, so I have a 12 so far.
Okay, a 12 so far. Let's say that EC is going to aid you in this. So you can go ahead and roll me a d6 and add a d6 for this.
Add a d6. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So that would make it a 15.
Okay, a 15. Did you have a specific item that you were looking for?
I just looked it up real quick. The amulet of proof against detection and location.
That would definitely be a good one.
I don't
Okay.
know what rarity it is.
I have it. Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. So you begin searching through the catalog here, through these tables and tables of stuff. And on a 15, that's pretty middle of the road. Mm, you find a handful of little amulets here
Okay.
that seem to be inscribed with these abjuration runes. However, you will see that 3 of them appear to be perfectly intact. One of them, they each have a central gem that is like this blue stone, like a
Okay.
sapphire. 3 of them are intact, but one of them is cracked right down the middle.
Hmm.
And Dinah will come up to them and say, yes, I think these the symbols, like you said, these are yes, these are amulets of proof against detection. They obscure the wearer from outside influences and visages and perception. from those magical eyes, as you would. These three are in pristine condition. Unfortunately, it would appear that this final one here is damaged. So I'm sure you will not have any need of that one. So of any of these three, you may take your pick.
Okay, sure. Can I examine the cracked one? Why is it cracked?
Sure. Yeah, you can look at it. You can't really determine a reason as to why it is cracked, other than it is cracked. It seems that the why of it would probably be a story of, how it got hit on something hard.
I see. And I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna cast detect magic to see if all three any of these amulets actually work. If I
You
sense
have
abjuration
that?
magic. Yes, I do. I'm a Furbolg. I have that
I
ability.
had no clue you had it.
Okay. You cast
Mine's
detect
yellow.
magic,
Mine-
and you, due to how these amulets work, it is really important to note. You do see that each of these amulets does give off a faint aura of abjuration magic.
Okay.
However, you will see that the fourth amulet, the broken one,
Mm-hmm.
is not weaker, but rather it flickers. It's like a candle flame that is sort of sputtering in and out of life, as if the power on it is activated inconsistently.
I see. Okay. Alright. So I'd rather not have that cracked one because it might be dangerous to like have that go on and off. So I will try and how much for any of the ones that aren't damaged?
For each of the ones that are not damaged, let us say they are. This is where I, as the DM, roll. Whoops. That's not what I wanted. Whoops. I can let them go for 400 gold pieces each.
Oh. I think I have like 70 gold.
Check your platinum.
I think I converted the platinum to I think I converted the platinum into gold. That's what happened. Uh how the hell am I gonna get 400 gold?
Weren't we each given 50 platinum?
What were we given? I'm sorry.
I think, hold on. Looking at my inventory, yeah, we
Yeah.
should have at least 50 platinum, which is worth a lot of gold.
You guys only have 50?
120. I don't know why I have 120.
I have 480. What?
Did you take the rest of the platinum? My god.
No, I don't think so. I don't think
Why
I
is there
spent much of
unequal
it.
distribution of
Okay,
platinum,
so
though?
to be
Something
clear,
something got
each of
confused.
each of you was given 5,000 gold.
Right, and
Oh,
I turned all of mine into platinum.
Yeah. So if
That
you
makes
don't
sense.
have somewhere in that ballpark, you're wrong, and you should feel bad about it.
I
We're
do feel
supposed to have
bad about it.
500 gold?
5,000.
5,000. We each are supposed to have that?
Yes.
Is
Fuck?
one
Oh my
platinum
god.
100 gold,
Damn.
or is one platinum...
One platinum is 10 gold.
Okay.
Damn, I'm loaded. Okay. Okay, 400 then 400 gold isn't bad. So
400 gold is
um
a lot. Ooh.
it's like, yes, I guess I'll take the one that I feel like is the most in pristine condition, just to be sure.
Well, as you say this, Ecee will kind of sidle up to you. Jeppel.
Huh?
So, you know that we need 4, right?
Not gonna. It's not gonna work on all of you if you just have the one.
That is no, they work. Amulets like this work on an individual. Like she'll tap. You'll see something you've noticed about her is always consistently she has a choker necklace on that has a small iron lock on the front of it, and she'll tap it gently. Generally, items like that only work on the person that is wearing it.
Oh. Oh no. Wait. Okay. Hold up. Let me do my math then. If it's 400 times 4.
Excuse me,
Oh
Ecee has a choker?
Yes.
The funny thing is, I have a choker that sounds exactly like that.
Revion's like, I must draw.
What color is it? What the hell?
Oh my
It is.
god.
It is black with a chain, with like a metal chain winding around the outside of it, and has an iron lock on the front, like a padlock.
Okay. Okay. So if I make sure it's correct, in order to get 4 of these, it would be 1,600.
Yeah.
But but that would include the broken one.
Mm-hmm.
So that means if you're not careful, they might still know where you are.
Yes. That
But
is
maybe you could get enough ground before they can find you.
that is certainly a possibility. Yes.
Above game, Chappie.
Yes.
Because the amulet is broken, do you think you could ask for a discount?
You know, me as a player, I was thinking that.
Okay.
um. Dinah, we do actually need 4 amulets. Could I take the? Could I take also the fracture one as well? I still think that it might be helpful.
Yes. Yes. So of course. So what is that?
Uh,
4 for 400. So 1,600.
could we perhaps? Could we perhaps? Since I'm not getting one of these items at its full potential, could that one be perhaps lowered?
Maybe, but it's still a magical item. You understand? So, to abstract this out, go ahead and make me a charisma check. Whatever you'd like, persuasion, intimidation, however you're trying to haggle this price down.
Persuasion, because I'm nice, and it gives me a higher roll.
Okay.
I will. Yeah.
Oh, not 20!
Fucking go!
20, baby!
Okay. Go ahead and roll me a. Let's see. How do I want to reduce this? Go ahead and roll me a d4.
A D4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Four!
Cool.
Ain't no fucking
Uh,
way.
she'll.
I crit on haggling.
I say she'll give you half off of this then.
All
So
right.
instead of 400, she'll give it to you for 200. So that's for 1,400 total then.
I will tell Dinah I agree with these terms and make the deal.
Beautiful. Okay. So
So
you acquire 3 normal amulets of proof against detection, and 1 slightly broken amulet.
okay, should I add those to my inventory right now, or should I just say I gave them to the NPCs?
We'll just put it in chat
Okay.
because you're not really going to use them.
Yeah. Oh my god, I quit haggling.
can't believe
Chappie,
that.
baby.
Beautiful. Okay. So. Pardon.
No, I'm all good. Yeah.
With that, you acquire this item. Yes. Is there anything else that would strike your fancy?
You wouldn't happen to supply health potions as well?
Oh, you will. Yes, of course.
Yes. I would like to see how many health potions you have, and I would like to. I need them for 5 party members. Five healing potions, please.
Of course. She has infinite healing potions, so
Well,
they are 50 gold pieces for a normal healing potion, and they go up in price according to rarity of healing potion.
okay, so 50. So how much for a greater healing potion of healing?
For a potion of greater healing, that is going to be, let's say, what is that?
Should I pull up a price?
That's going to be 100 gold pieces.
100 gold, so that makes it 500 for 5 pieces of greater healing. Then yeah,
Yes.
I will tell Dinah I will make that deal.
Okay. Yeah. So you can acquire those, and you can put those into your inventory. Here, I can actually do that for you if you'd like.
Yeah. That way to make that easier, then yes. I've acquire healing potions, that way I could give them to my party. Uh do I have the earbud?
The seed of hearing.
Yeah. I was gonna ask my party, hey, I'm out shopping. Does anyone want anything?
Can we hear?
Yes, you
Sending
can all
seed.
hear in the sending seed.
Me
I'll
running
tell
to
them.
my spells to see what requires materials.
I thought you have a focus.
I do, but there are some that when it's like, oh, it requires something worth something, then you usually have to get that item.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know anything for me, honestly.
Rev,
Revion
can
and-
I ask
Oh,
something?
Of
Go ahead.
course.
So, if I were to dip an arrow in poison and fire it, would that deal more damage?
It would, yes.
Okay.
Isn't that
Yeah.
an actual thing you can do as a bonus action or something like that?
it's a
Oh,
The
really?
rogue.
I know you
rules
can do it
on
in
it are
Baldur's
kind of
Gate.
winky wonky, depending on how you do it, but yes.
I know you can do it in Baldur's Gate.
I believe in. I just looked it up with the rogue in the 2025 edition of Dungeons and Dragons. I believe that when you land a sneak attack, you can choose to poison as well, but it costs a die of your sneak attack in total.
Yes, that is something that rogues can do with their cunning
Think of it as
strike
like
at
yeah,
level 5.
think of it as like a monk sort of style. They could choose to
Mm-hmm.
trip, they could choose to disengage, or they can choose to poison.
Yes, but you can also, if you
Yeah.
have access to a poison, you can poison your arrows and fire them for more damage.
Yeah, okay. I'll ask Chappie if there's any like lethal poisons you can get your. Be great.
It's like I asked Revion, "Hey Revion, do you want anything? Do you
Poison.
want me to? You want me to get what?
What poison? Life killer. Takes your breath away really fast. I don't know.
Can I I ask Ecee to get if I give Ecee the money, can Ecee buy it for me? That way, it's not indirectly I'm buying a weapon that takes life.
Yes, Chapel, I will go and secure the poison. The
Alright,
poison for our enemies.
Revion
The poison specifically for our enemies. Our
Revion's
enemies'
poison.
poison. That poison.
yes,
Poison
that
for
poison.
Revion.
Yes, that
That
poison.
poison.
How much for actually the most what's actually the most powerful poison? Let me look it up.
I will go and buy it. You will pay me back.
I will pay you back.
Very
Actually,
good.
Chappie, hold on.
Hold that thought, Easy.
In addition to the poison, what other potion options are there? Like, is there one that like makes you turn into like a mouse or something, or just like any bizarre potions? I'm also interested in those.
Revion asked me
There's a
if
lot
there's
of potions.
yeah.
Okay, I'll think about this then.
Do you know what kind of potions were to change someone's form?
To change a form?
Yeah, to change a form. Apparently, to turn into a mouse.
Think if I could do anything, I'd turn into the size of a mouse.
To turn into a mouse? I mean, that is like a polymorph spell. I don't know if there's necessarily a potion that could do that. I'm sure somebody could make a potion that did that, but you may need to custom order it. I don't think
Possibly.
there necessarily people are selling potions that turn you into mice just off the counter.
Maybe it'd be kind of rude to ask our shopkeep that question.
Dinah, are you an apothecary, an alchemist by any chance? You see, I sell the magic items, and I have like the healing potions and all that. But if you want more like specific potions, you're probably gonna need to go somewhere else. Sadly, I don't have a very wide selection. I have
I
a deep
see.
selection, but for potions specifically, you may need to find a different source.
This may seem like a rather odd request. You wouldn't happen to know any poisons, right? But that would probably require apothecary as well.
Yeah, poisons really aren't my thing. I think like I can respect a poison. It's like it's an okay way to go about it. But I think if you're really gonna try and kill somebody, I think you really should just go for the big boom. You should just make them explode into 1,000 little bitty pieces. Just go kablooey, and then it's all done, and then it's over with, and it's easier than anything. I think a poison is like it's
Oh,
kind of
God.
slow, it's kind of clunky. You got to get it into them. Like it's way easier. You just go fireball, and they go.
I agree.
Is there a potion for that?
There is a potion for that.
Oh. Oh wait, I can't hear this. Never mind.
I've read your thoughts. There is a potion for that. However, look into my
you just
eyes.
see it in
Look
my
into my
impression.
big eyes.
Mm-hmm,
You don't drink that potion. You throw it at somebody.
Not a consumable.
Not a
Throwable.
consumable. A throwable.
A throwable.
Okay?
Understood. How much for the throwable?
For the throwable, let's say 200?
Sure. And I will
Cool.
do that. DJ Vern, you said you had something?
Yeah, actually, do you think you could see if they have any... I'm trying to figure out whether or not Vern would know what this is in character. I'm assuming he would. Stop me if he doesn't, Brave. I don't suppose that person has a bag of holding. perchance.
Dinah, would you happen to
Yes.
have a sort of a bag of holding, like a magic compartment?
Oh yeah. Totally. Yeah, I do.
How much for a bag of holding?
I think I could get you one for 500 gold.
Oh, also, Vern will add on, I'll give you the money when you get here. When you get back.
Okay, okay, sure. And Vern tells me this. Yes, I will. I will like one bag of holding, please.
Of course.
What's
Alright,
the one
and
that...
so
Sorry, out of character. What's the one that keeps ingredients in it fresh? Is that bag of colding? Or is that real? Or is that a homebrew that my friend
holding
had?
bag of holding. Is that real?
Because
I feel like that's homebrew.
Okay, because in a campaign I was in, we had a bag of colding where it kept food fresh. In like, it kept them like they were in a fridge. So I thought,
There is an item, just rules is written, just from stuff that is like a chest that keeps food fresh, but it's like a wooden proper chest.
no, it's fine.
It's not a
It must have been a
bag.
homebrew. Alright.
We can't. If you want a bag of colding, like I'm all like, our world, my rules.
I'll get
I can
both.
homebrew things into Foundry.
Sure.
Hey
Is-
guys, is it okay if I hop off? Because it's late. I have to get up at 5 my time.
Yeah. Well,
Alright,
here,
Yeah,
whatever.
let's. We're just kind of doing shopping now. So here's what we'll do. Y'all are gonna give me a list.
Okay.
You will continue your negotiations with Dinah, the shopkeep, and the day will continue on as you continue your errands and preparations here in Heartsoil, home of the heart of the Conclave. And that is where we will end for tonight. How about? And we will pick this
Yay!
up next time.
Shopping
So,
episode.
I just want a bag of
Shopping
holding
episode.
and a bag of holding so we can keep the ingredients from perishing.
and if you put one into the other, it causes a massive blizzard.
Don't.
Don't. Thank you all so very much for joining us tonight on this episode.
Yeah.
Thank you to my lovely players for bearing with us and my antics, and for being so cool. I love you all so much.
Yay!
And so that is where we will break for the evening. Thank you all so very much for coming. To my players, if you want to buy magic items, just send me a list.
Alright.
Just all of you collate like a list of stuff that you want, and I'll get it to you. Okay, that's
Yeah.
why I gave you so much money.
Also,
sounds
I
after
don't like
we,
giving you money piecemeal.
Also after the stream, guys, I have a story to tell you. Ikibbo, it's fine. You can
Mhm.
go sleep. Alright.
I have to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
thank you all so very much, and we will see you when we next see you.
Bye. Are we